I love that man. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, thank you for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so by hitting the subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. If this is not your first time on my channel, thank you for your support. Thank you for coming back to watch another video. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to know that I have your support. Today's video is what I will call my January favourites. Every month I will do my favourites of the previous month. So now that it's February, I'm doing my January favourites, and these are just some of the things that I loved throughout January 2019. So my first favourite is my favourite song. And I know that this song wasn't released in January 2019, but I heard it in that month. If you haven't heard this song, you need to go and check out this song. I will put the link in the description of this video. The first time I heard this song, I absolutely loved it. And the funny thing is, two different people sent me a link to the video within the space of a couple of days. I just love it. When you hear it, you will understand why I love the song. So my favorite song of January 2019 is Corinne Hawthorne featuring Natalie Grant, and the song is called Speak the Name. My favourite worship leader of January is Todd Galbraith. I love that man as a worship leader. He is so real and so raw, and I don't know if you've heard his story, but he has a powerful testimony of how the Lord healed his wife, how the Lord healed him, and basically took him from a very low place to where he is today. His passion for God, his passion for worship is just amazing. I love to watch Todd Galbraith. Sometimes I'll just put on a playlist of Todd Galbraith and I can just sit and just relax in the presence of God and really be taken to a place of worship. And I love worship. So my favorite worship leader of January is Todd Galbraith. My favorite preacher from January 2019 is Sarah Jakes Roberts. Now, I'm just putting a disclaimer on this video, okay? She will probably appear many times in my favorites throughout this year. I love Sarah Jakes Roberts. I just love how real she is, how raw she is. Like, when she preaches, you feel it from your head to your toe and back again. That woman of God is anointed, and surely it's because of what she has been through. And again, she's very open with her testimony, which I love. So yeah, if you don't know who she is, I don't know where you've been, but check her out, Sarah Jakes Roberts. She's on YouTube, of course, Instagram, Facebook. Check her out. I'm sure that you will be blessed by her many videos that she posts, as well as her posts that she puts on Instagram. Who do you think you're talking to? When I saw the title, I thought, okay, where I thought the sermon was going to go is not where it went. So do check out that sermon. Jamal Bryant, who do you think you're talking to? It was such a powerful sermon to listen to at the beginning of the year. And it's a real encouragement. I won't spoil it for you. All I will say is I'll put the link in the description. Click on the link, check it out. You won't be disappointed. Luke chapter 1 and verse 45. This is a scripture that the Lord gave me many years ago, about 10 years ago, when I was starting out in my music ministry. And the scripture says, "Blessed is she who believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her by the Lord." And at the time, I didn't fully understand the scripture, but over the last 10 years, I have seen the fulfillment of some of the things that God has promised to me. Some of it hasn't yet been fulfilled, and I'm believing that the same God that fulfilled the things that he has already fulfilled is the same God that will fulfill the rest. So for me, the scripture that God gave me 10 years ago is still the scripture that I'm holding on to for the beginning of this year, just as a reminder to myself that I am blessed because I believe, and that God will fulfill what he promised me. My favourite quote of January, again, this wasn't spoken in January, and unfortunately the person who said this quote has passed on, but for me it was a quote that kept coming back to me in January and really propelled me to do certain things like starting this YouTube channel and some of the other things that I've got lined up, which I will share in another video. But the quote is quite long, so forgive me, I will have to read this one. And it's a quote by Dr. Miles Monroe, and it says, "The wealthiest spot on the planet is the cemetery, because buried in the cemetery are dreams that were never fulfilled, books that were never written, ideas that never became reality, visions that were never manifested, paintings that were never painted, songs that were never written, books that we will never read." So for me, that was my favourite quote of January, because at the start of the year I needed to know that, you know what, the things that you have been asked to do by God, He's asked you to do it because He believes you will do it. And it really just made me think, do I want to take all of these ideas, all of these giftings with me to the cemetery, to the grave, and not benefit other people? No, I don't. So that quote really kept coming back to me in January and propelled me to start this YouTube channel, propelled me to start some of the other things which I will share with you. So that's my favourite quote of January 2019. Last but by no means least, my favourite person to follow on Instagram. Now, I have 3 Instagram accounts. I've only had my personal Instagram account for a month. I know, where have I been? But I've been using Instagram for my businesses, Latoya's Boutique and Special Touch. And I've recently launched my personal Instagram account, which is Blessed Music 247. Again, I'll put all of these details in the description. But my favourite person to follow on Instagram, I have so many, but because I had to choose one, I have chosen Heather Lindsay. I have been following Heather Lindsay for a couple of years on YouTube, and of course when I signed up for Instagram I had to follow her. She is one of the most inspirational women of God of this generation, and I just love her quotes, her positivity. We get to see what her family life is like. She posts pictures of her and her husband together, her children, and she'll always spin it around. There's always some message of Jesus in there somewhere. She's very God-centric. I love her videos, I love her posts. So for me, if you're looking for somebody to follow on Instagram who will give you godly inspiration, Heather Lindsay is the one. Of course, follow me too. Okay, so that wraps up our January favourites for 2019. Please comment below who were your favourites throughout January 2019. Favourite sermons, favourite songs, favourite worship leaders, favourite Instagram quotes, favourite quotes in general. Thank you for watching, thank you for your support. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Just as a reminder, flies out here, but I'm going to have to read it because it is quite long.